Hi, and welcome to this week's 5-minute masterclass. This week I want to take you through an offence that came into force in December 2015, and that is the offence of coercive and controlling behaviour. And this offence came in to try and plug the gap where no violence had taken place in a domestic abuse relationship, but there was serious isolation of a victim that amounted to harmful behaviour. So, as I say, this offence came into force in December 2015, and it carries with it a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison, a fine, or both. And this offence was brought in, as I say, to plug the gap and to help victims who experience this coercive and controlling behaviour, which stops short of actual physical violence, but it amounts to extreme psychological and emotional abuse. And it helps those victims to bring the perpetrators to justice. There is a statutory framework around this, and there is guidance that's been given by the government for the CPS. And what I've done is put the link to that guidance underneath this video. So if you want to, you can have a look in more detail at the guidance the CPS has been given about the new offence of coercive and controlling behaviour. So I want to take you through in these next couple of minutes briefly the offence of coercive and controlling behaviour, and some examples, and then finally having a quick look at what a victim can do. So firstly, the offence. The offence is behaviour which is repeated or continuous. The victim and the perpetrator must be connected personally. So you're looking at they're in a relationship, and they must be connected at the time the offence takes place. And the offence, so this coercive and controlling behaviour, must have had a serious effect on the victim. So it's caused the victim to fear violence would be used on at least 2 occasions, or that the coercive and controlling behaviour has had a serious impact upon their day-to-day activities. The perpetrator must have known at the time they were carrying out this coercive and controlling behaviour that that behaviour would have had a serious and adverse effect on the victim. Now, the guidance given to the CPS is that this behaviour should be treated with and dealt with as part of adult or child safeguarding procedures and looking at public protection procedures as well. So, what is controlling behaviour? There isn't a legal definition of controlling behaviour, but there is a cross-government and organisation agreement in terms of controlling behaviour and of coercive behaviour. And that is, in terms of controlling behaviour, the definition is a range of acts designed to make a person subordinate and or dependent by isolating them from sources of support, exploiting their resources and capacities for personal gain, depriving them of the means needed for independence, resistance and escape, and regulating their everyday activity. Coercive behaviour is behaviour which is a continuing act or pattern of acts of assault, threats, humiliation, intimidation, or other abuse that is used to harm, punish, or frighten victims. So, for example, you are looking at threats against a child, threats to hurt a victim, isolating them from their families, and maybe threatening on social media to reveal or publish private information. Think of things like revenge porn, threats to put stuff like that on the internet, maybe threatening rape, or preventing someone from just simply having the means to travel to and from work, having the lack of means or control of finances, so they're not allowing that person to engage or have the use of their own wages. So what can a victim do? they can go to the police. This is a really serious offence and is treated as such by the police. If they're not ready to go to the police, then you can't force them to do so, but they may feel able to make some notes in terms of the sort of behaviour that's going on. If somebody does wish to keep a note of the behaviour or keep a diary, then they shouldn't keep it where a perpetrator is going to find it, because that could place them at risk of further harm. But if they wish to do so, to keep it at a place that's safe, secure, and is away from the perpetrator. So maybe they keep it at work. Maybe if they have some access to family or friends, they can keep a list there with them. But that is, in terms of today's masterclass, a very, very quick run through the offence of coercive and controlling behaviour. I've put the link underneath to the CPS guidance for you to have a read through. And I'll also make sure there's more information on the blog so that you can have a look at this offence in more detail should you wish to do so. But that's a quick run through for you. Until next week.